The quickest way to rig a character. Keep in mind you will need facial bones, bones for the torso, bones for the limbs, and sometimes bones for the butt. Maybe not that, but this is the most basic rigging for a character that you will ever need. Remember, you should always add a rig on one half of the body and mirror it on the other half later. Start by adding an armature and always start with the main bone at the waistline. Go up 2 times for the torso. Now go up twice for the neck bone and the head bone. At the intersection between the torso and the neck bone, extrude the shoulder bone, go again and again for the arm. Stop right there and now add bones for the hand. Each finger will be extended starting from the wrist, just like this. Do this for the other fingers, and when you're done, add a bone at the wrist and stretch it out. This will be the bone that drives inverse kinematics for the arm. Select this bone and disable deformation. Also clear the parent, because this bone will function independently. Now, it's time to add bones for the legs and feet. Start by adding the pelvis bone. Right here, this is important, especially for a character doing a waist dance move. Extrude down to the knee, then down again to the foot joint. I like to use 3 additional bones. At the foot joint, extrude the bone that will drive inverse kinematics for the character's legs. Similarly, select this bone, disable deformation, and clear the parent. Now it's time to add facial bones. Add a bone for the upper jaw and lower jaw like this. Then add smaller bones for the lips. Parent the upper lip bones to the upper jaw. In the same way, parent the lower lip bones to the lower jaw. This is for the purposes of mouth movements during speech. Move above the eyes and add bones for the eyebrows. They also need to be small to avoid deformation in unwanted areas. Parent these to the head bone. Now let's add inverse kinematics. Select the control bone and the lower arm bone. Press Shift and I key and click to active bone. Select this bone and go to the Bones tab. Change the chain length to 2. Move the control bone to confirm that it's working. The same applies to the leg control bone. Select it, then the lower leg bone and press Shift and I key. Add to active bone. Change the chain length to 2. Move it around and it's working. Everything seems to be in place, which means it's time to mirror the bones onto the other half of the character's body. Enter Edit mode and select all the bones on this half. Except the bones in the middle of the body, please do not duplicate these. Once all the bones are selected, press Shift-C to bring the cursor to the center of the grid. Come up here and change the pivot point to 3D cursor. Press Shift-D to duplicate the bones and go to Armature, Mirror, click on X Global. Now we have our rig in place. In object mode, select the character, hold down the Shift key, and then make sure you select the armature last. Press Ctrl P and choose with automatic weights. However, we still need to rig the eyes. Select this eye. Choose Cursor to select it. Select the armature and go back to Edit mode. Shift A to add a bone. Rotate the bone on the X-axis to face in front. Mirror the bone on the other side. Now add a bone that will control eye movement. Make sure both ends of the bone are directly in line with the points of the eye bones. Place the bone in such a position. Parent all these bones to the head bone. Select the first eye bone and go to the Bone Constraints tab. Choose Damped Track. Click on Armature and the designated control bone. You will need to change this head or tail value to 1. Go back to Object Mode, select the first eye, hold down the Shift key, select Armature, and enter Pose Mode. Select the bone and press Ctrl P. This time, do not choose with automatic weights. Instead, choose Bone, parent the other eye too. Now, we have a fully functional basic rig. In case of any weird deformations, you can make corrections in weight painting. Was this helpful? Leave a like or subscribe. Helps out a lot. Thanks, guys. See you on the next one.